Like many of you, Soju is my favorite TFT player, but unlike many of you, I've beaten him in several lobbies. Irrelevant to today's discussion, but it is true. I have done that. Anyways, we're gonna be checking out this documentary. I think it's made by Gangly and Frodan, and we love those guys on this channel. So let's just check it out, man. Maybe I'll learn something new. I've been following the TFT scene since set one, and you know, been playing in high elo pretty much that whole time, and so maybe we'll learn something, maybe we won't, but let's just check it out. I'm happy they're doing this.
Back in 2019, when TFT first launched, the superstars initially were people who had existing audiences on Twitch.
Like Hearthstone players.
Sky's Toast, It's Hafu, Dog, Scara.
There were a lot of streamers that were big, getting like 15, 20,000 viewers, rating each other back and forth.
We love Natures.
Everyone loved TFT.
People that were like...
Soju really popped off end of set 3, and he really popped off set 4. That's when I really started being deep in the TFT scene with set 4, because I played since set 1, but I played casually, and then I actually went for Challenger in set 4 and all that good stuff, and been pretty deep in the scene since. Took a little bit of a break this past year. Set 7 and set 8 was pain, but we're back now, baby.
Like Soju that came probably a month later.
It was wild to see how many big streamers from different genres came across just to play this new auto chess thing from Riot.
TFT's kind of goated in.
First time I remember starting to follow TFT streamers, not just my friends from Hearthstone or from other games in the past. Maybe I'm a little biased because I helped organize it, but the Twitch Rivals event at Twitch kind of got to meet a good mixture of TFT main players versus the streamers.
We are here live at the San Diego Convention Center here for Twitch.
Yo, I remember Bwippo popping off at this. Maybe it wasn't Twitch Rivals, maybe something else, but I remember Bwippo popping off.
Effectively their second game, right? And the whole meme was
he played in an all-star event for League.
TwitchCon was there to help remind people hey, this game can also be played competitively, which was quite a spectacle.
Yo, guys, they're investing in the competitive scene this year. Poggers. We're excited.
I mean, it was insane. This is the first time that there's a big prize pool and a lot of audience to get people's names out there.
It was my first time playing in a
on
stage real esports event.
We're already having a major event with a massive company behind it. That's what was in my head, is this is the start of TFT getting a tournament scene.
It was over 100 people in the open bracket, and it was done in multiple rounds. So you had to finish in the top 2 in your lobby to advance. Many of the folks that I was scared of going in were people that I knew well before TFT. Everyone went in knowing Scara was a beast. Everyone went in knowing Hafu was a beast. There were definitely players that were known, but there were plenty of players that are now household names that are in that event, like Soju, quite frankly, that I think were relatively under the radar, at least from my perspective going in.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know he was signed by Cloud9 this early.
How would you describe Soju?
How would I describe Soju? Oh my god, how much time do we have?
Yeah, the biggest thing I like about Soju is just confidence, man. That's why he's so entertaining. He's confident. He's confident. He doesn't worry about what everybody else is doing. That's the biggest reason why I watch Soju. You know, I don't always agree with his takes on the game and all that sort of thing, but it's always entertaining, and it's just it's so good seeing someone with a lot of passion, grind, and just really just not give a fuck. That's what's fun about watching Soju, I think.
Let's see here. I mean, let's start with something that I think most people wouldn't start with, which is great TFT player.
Oh yeah, he is a good TFT player. That is true.
Arrogant.
Fuck you, Toast.
Kind of dumb.
And then this stuff I don't really know, but I think India is over here or something.
Endlessly energetic.
It's his not giving a fuck attitude. That's what makes it great.
Silly.
I don't even care.
I strive to give less fucks every day.
A minute, I pee in the pool. I don't give a fuck. It actually feels kind of nice. No cap.
Facts. I love peeing in the pool, guys. I used to manage a water park, and you know, you keep the coin level. I forget. It's been a long time. But you keep the coin level above 2.5. Everything's dead. The water park we ran, we kept it at 4 because it's a commercial water park. I think, dude, I can't remember. It's been 10 years since I managed a water park. But you pee in that shit, it's getting nowhere, man. It's instantly sanitized. It feels great to pee in the pool. And just so you guys know, all the lifeguards pee in the pool. Every water park you go to, it's part of the job. You jump in the pool and pee.
What?
It's hot out there, man. You got to get in. You gotta take a piss. You can't go to the bathroom, man. You got to jump in the pool to cool off. While you're in there, take a piss, get back up on your lifeguard stand. That's just how it is, man.
What is he even saying half the time? I don't even get it.
Yes! Woohoo! We've got 8 people who have a chance to win $45,000 in one game of Teamfight Tactics.
Why did he run forward?
Oh
my God.
Down to top 3. Afu, Soju.
Soju win this?
Double stacked presidents too.
Jay is straight to take the victory.
I watched this event. I remember Jay Sharp.
Seeing Soju do that well in Rivals meant that, hey, I needed to pay more attention. And I imagine there were a lot of people who had a very similar reaction.
It wasn't just that Soju placed third. The TFT players showed up and showed, hey, look, yes, Tides of Time and Toast and Hafu, like they have the skills, but
I remember Tides was the first like pro player I ever got in my lobby in set 1. I was like, oh my God.
we dedicate ourselves to TFT, and we're showing you that this game can be played at an incredible level with consistency. We're so much better than them. And so it just intrigues a few people, and that's a domino effect because the more people pay attention, the more they can say, hey, look, this is actually really cool, and this guy is really funny, and that's how
showing out to all he is. Soju's tall, right? He's like 6 foot. I'm 6'1". I think he's like the same height as me, like 6 foot, 6'1".
Twitch Rivals served as a turning point in Soju's career, marking him as one of the most popular TFT-born personalities.
It's our boy
and
Gangly.
just as a great fire begins with a spark, Soju's career would soon find a fire starter of its own.
After he'd already grown because of Twitch Rivals, he had sort of put himself at the level of a mainstay, I guess, in the North American streamers, but Kurum was far and away the biggest North American like TFT-born streamer for set 1 and set 2. Kurum not
I didn't know
only
that.
was bigger
Kurum's
than
the
Soju,
best.
but he
We
was
love
the
Kurum.
#1 most watched TFT streamer. #1. So Riot announces an event. They announced the set 3 Invitational.
This is what I remember. Soju really started to pop off set 3, and set 4 is really went to the stratosphere.
And it was received really poorly because Kurum wasn't there. And the person who called it outright the most was Soju.
He actually streams 1,000,000 fucking hours every single day. #1.
I remember this shit. I remember all the TFT events were just players from other games, which is like, obviously you need to promote your game, but it's some bullshit.
Most watched TFT channel. And he's consistently high ranked. He streams every single day for 8 hours. Where the fuck is his invite?
Not for himself.
I remember
He made
this.
it very clear in the rant. I remember this vividly. I'm okay with not being there, but Kurum should be there.
There's many sides to Soju. A lot of people know his arrogant front-facing side.
Yeah, people think he's an asshole, but like it's just all love and all fun. But Soju's got a big heart.
He's always got this really warm, soft spot for his friends.
Surprisingly, but kind of unsurprisingly, because of like how Twitch works, it actually was really good for his viewership. The popularity he got from that, plus the popularity he already had, plus the fact that set 3's popularity was insane, he spiked ridiculously hard. I also think he broke out of his shell a bit there. I think he was more
Set 3 was the first set I like truly played in Hyula, I guess. Like I hit Grandmaster in set 3, but I played for like 3 weeks. I hit Grandmaster and I dipped out.
willing to
Really started grinding in set 4.
do more exuberant displays.
Ray! What the fuck? I got 6 gold!
Throughout all of set 3, he spikes hard and hard and hard, and by the middle of set 3, it's not close if you compare Soju and Kurum anymore. Soju's clearly #1,
Yeah.
and it doesn't stop. It just
Yo, shout out to Kurum. Kurum's the only big TFT streamer who's ever rated me. Poggers. We love Kurum.
grow every set.
My God.
Some people might ask or wonder, is this really how Soju, is this really who Michael is? Is he actually himself, or is K3Soju a persona?
I think when he's streaming, he's much more in the mindset of like, I want to be
I think he's himself, but then he's like trying to entertain the viewer, right?
entertaining.
Soju
what you gotta do,
is
man.
a really nice human being when the kind of character part of it falls away, right? Because let's be honest, streaming, you are in character, whether or not you're Dr. Disrespect and you're like throwing
You gotta turn it up. If you don't turn it up, no one cares. That's something I've struggled a lot with. To get viewership.
on the makeup and you're doing
Gotta
a
turn it
whole
up.
shtick, or whether or not you're just creating a certain version of yourself that works in that environment. playing it up on some level, flaming people back, whatever. This is like your armor as a streamer.
And what the fuck do you mean minimizing damage? You fight any other player, your front line is your fucking Nidalee?
You don't really see it on his stream. Like, he will flame the hell out of someone in his chat. Soju's the person where if I tweet and it's like clear somehow in my tweet that I'm having a terrible day, like, he's reaching out to me. He's the first one. Hey, you want to hop on a call? You want to talk? And you'll see that not just in the way he speaks to his friends privately, but also, like, he's not trying to make himself the solo TFT. He owns the TFT category. He wants to build his friends up.
In a lot of ways, he would.
Yeah, I always say this. We're really lucky to have Soju. That our most popular player is not an asshole. Because let's just be real, guys. Most games and most like huge streamers kind of behave like not most streamers. I don't think that's fair, but like a lot of games and a lot of big streamers behave like arrogant assholes who they're the center of the universe. It's just what it is. No flame, but it's just what it is.
Rather his friends succeed even more than he is.
Dude, it's so fucking sad. You're crying for milk? Dude, it's so sad. Fuck. Dude, I wanted to win Worlds so bad. And like, you already know he's so hard on himself.
He's down to do whatever he can to help his friends and keep building him up. Like, Soju is the person who really started doing like these 8-person calls, and then everyone kind of rises with Soju.
It's not like he goes live and has 15,000 people watching him by accident. He is incredible at what he does. He is super entertaining while also being really good at the game and creating a super compelling viewership product.
It's something that I thought was an inevitability. I just didn't know when it was going to happen. When you look at his personality, I mean, the guy is just a magnet. I'm so glad that events like Twitch Rivals was able to help him get noticed in the first place by some viewers, but he was always going to be a superstar.
Yeah, it was, yeah. He's got that work ethic, that grind, and he just has that like give no fuckery that is so like attractive for people, you know?
And while Soju found success in the form of
but also can back it up with good skill in the game.
Massive audience,
he's got it all.
At the game's inception, his competitive success did not grow with his following.
But to see Noob Owl and Soju 1 single point behind that.
Yo, this is actually like slightly untrue. Despite him not like qualifying for a lot of stuff, there are a lot of sets where he didn't end up like, you know, qualifying for the biggest tournaments and that sort of thing, but still had one of the highest average placement for a North American player. There are actually several sets where that was true.
Today, number 2. How close?
Soju's always been a good competitive player. It's just, you know, it's people won't see that unless you like qualify for Worlds. You know, like nobody cares, right?
Possibly get.
Over the course of the next 2 years, Soju would yield.
And also, like TFT esports is like it's definitely still in its infancy and it's still trying to evolve, and try to get better. Like for example, Ramblin', I think most people in NA think Ramblin' is one of the best players on the server. I think he's probably the best player on our server, despite him not being able to qualify for Worlds and not performing super well in the tournaments. I know he wasn't really playing very seriously the past 2 sets like I haven't as well. But like TFT esports is just tough right now. It's getting to a much better spot. Riot is investing a lot more into it, and I think we'll have a fully developed esport pretty soon.
The middle of the pack performances, event after event, with many ending in an early exit. By the middle of 2022, some would even go so far as to say that Soju was merely a TFT influencer and not a competitive threat.
It's not true, but people would say that, yeah.
I'm really excited for this regionals. Actually, I know this is going to air after regionals, but this is the first regionals I've been going in thinking
I'm surprised I didn't talk a lot about set 4. Set 4 is when he was like streaming, like that's when he really started like streaming like 20 hours a day, like doing crazy shit. And I think he hit rank 1 first. He hit challenger first in that set. That's when I really saw his viewership really turn up.
Soju was a favorite.
That's when I really became a fan.
The event, and would not remotely surprise me to see him qualify for Worlds through this event. I am very tired of the Twitch chatter narrative that Soju is a ladder warrior and that Soju is not actually good at TFT.
Me too, yeah.
He's good. That he's not one of the best 3 tournament players in North America. Usually,
he's always been a good tournament player, though.
But if the question is that his skill ceiling? If he tries, if he preps like he has going for this regionals going into event, can he get there? Absolutely, he can.
You heard me, the North American Second TFT Regionals begins now.
Event than K3Soju, a player who would have
We love the
been
casters.
able to prove that in tournaments.
His tournament history has been a little all over the place.
I think that it's very easy when you're talking about Soju to just focus on the content and how popular his stream is and think of him as a content creator.
Hopping on to Cloud9 K3Soju's perspective, who is on that bubble, needs to have a solid finish to guarantee himself
The way in which he engages with his chat, the way in which he engages with other players, it all comes natural to him.
Soju is at level 7.
But this is not typical Soju play to be so low econ in the mid game.
But his loss is the gain of Cloud9's K3Soju.
Yeah.
He needed a top 4 and he got it. New Soju.
Let's go.
It's not K3
I watched this
Soju,
tournament.
Day 3 Soju.
Maybe this is just
This is when this is when TFT started to lose me, the Dragon set. This is when I got really burnt out and I quit TFT, nuked my following. I mean, probably any of you guys watching this video don't even know who I am, but I had a decent following on YouTube for a bit, and I was a competitive player, but I played. I could qualify for like the cups, like Zon Cup and shit like that, but I never performed well in those tournaments. But you know, we're gonna try to make we might make a comeback and try to be a competitive player. We'll see.
Soju's day. It is just on you, my friend. All of the pieces
I watched this
are in
live,
place.
though.
Can you turn this into a top 4? Can you make day 3 at region? In a field full of people that have spent a lot of time kind of very intentionally working at their gameplay, Soju has intuited.
This tournament that Rain won.
This final game is going to be massive. I mean, it is such a tight race.
Goes down to just 16 and one last chance to fight for that world championship spot.
It is Seraphine 3 against Soju's board for his tournament
Dragon
life.
Sense stalled, but I just don't think there's enough to get there. Soju's gonna take big damage if
Come on,
all these
Deja.
units survive. Soju, no!
Am I just out?
This is a big moment, and all we can do is wait for those lobby scores. And I just got word they're here.
August.
Soju! No way! There's no way!
Holy.
Cloud9 K3Soju, welcome to the World Championship!
Are you kidding me? People thought we were memeing when we predicted him as one of the tournament favorites, but he actually one time really was in peak form. Don't talk if you don't know.
Oh, let's go. That's the last TFT tournament I watched. This is when I got really burnt out, and I had to I quit TFT altogether. But I would keep up with how people were performing at Worlds and that sort of thing. But this is the last TFT tournament that I watched the whole thing, was really engaged. Didn't watch Worlds. It was just this year. I started getting back into TFT just recently, but I didn't watch Worlds because it was at like 5 a.m. So can't do that. I was keeping up with it though.
Like the reason it was just so big for me is because I actually fully expected. It's like TFT is like a game of a lot of variants. Like I really did think I was one of the better players going in, and I still expected not to make it to Worlds a single time in my career. The thing is with Twitch Rivals is I knew I was the best. But I think set 7 regionals, when I actually made it to Worlds from it, is one of the tournaments that are going to be super memorable. I didn't think I was the best because the other players were bad. I thought
We love
I
that
was the best
chase,
because I put in
man.
the most
The
work.
chase is fun.
I really want people to think that after I retire, people will think that man, this guy was actually probably top 5 of all time, not just unlucky we lost a stream. All right, I'm not trying to cringe it up and cry on cam, so I'm gonna fucking hot.
Look, the reality of Soju is he's a special combination of good at the game, entertaining.
He's got it
There are
all,
lots
man.
of people out there like that just kind of need a catalyst moment, and then once that happens, it's all right, we're off to the races. And it feels like Rivals might have been the start of Soju's journey in that way.
I don't think that Soju needed the tournament at all to put himself as a top player. Just by being on the Twitch Rivals podcast and doing well.
I don't think so either. I think set 3 and set 4, he just really blew himself up.
Is just a way to make
Just by his grind, man.
himself bigger, and so it's becoming more known.
But that helped out a lot,
which
for
is,
sure.
in my opinion, a lot more important than being considered good.
People looking at Soju and understanding just how much potential there is for a game like TFT is a really big deal towards our future. I think that he has his detractors for sure, but overall, his stream is a really fun-loving experience. It's a great showcase of TFT, and there's a reason why he's so popular. So, I mean, how influential is Soju to TFT? I think it's hard to overstate it, quite frankly.
Why do people keep watching Why do people keep watching Soju?
It's just fun.
Because he's real, man. He's real. His shtick about how he has ego and that he trash talks and that he's high skilled. He's all those things, but he's also himself, and that's really authentic. I feel like Fame really hasn't changed him that much, except he plays more Baccarat. And,
True.
You know, that's his worst vice, and I'm all for it, man. I love that guy.
Same. Is that it? What's the Last Luck Legends? Is that a Smash thing? Yo, shout out to Gangly in Frodan. I think Frodan helped put this together. But shout out to Gang. We already know he out here, man. We out here. That was awesome. I love that. Didn't change any in the opinion. I already loved Soju, and that just made me love him more. So that's all I got today, guys. Man, I'm really gassed to really jump head first back into TFT. Haven't been able to play PBE. My account is locked out from the queue bug. They're gonna fix it on Monday so that other people can get in. I have 3 accounts and none of them can get in. So, but I'm really excited to jump back in. And man, this got me gassed up. Catch you later, guys. See ya.